What is up, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about change your vocabulary and change your destiny. So, there was a period of time in university when I was always tired. And I was fine until the time read exactly 3 p.m. And at 3 p.m. of every weekday, I'd call it a day, adjust the backrest of my chair as low as it could go, cover my eyes with my hoodie, and take a nap. And this pattern of mine was always preceded by myself exclaiming, "I am so dead." And at the time, I didn't pay any particular attention to this habit, but thinking back now, I wouldn't have gone back to change any part of it except for one thing, and that one thing was the choice of my vocabulary. You see, saying to myself and everyone around me that I was quote-unquote dead was not exactly a good choice of vocabulary. So let me explain why. I'd gotten myself a copy of Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins about 2 years ago, and I never read it properly. And the book was placed in the corner of the living room after I read it for about 20 minutes. And there are a number of reasons why I didn't read the book. It was too small. Right, the book itself was too small. The text was too small. And the book was too small. Did I mention that? And about 3 months ago, I started listening to the audiobook of Awaken the Giant Within. And skipping to somewhere in the middle of the audiobook, I came across the chapter, The Vocabulary of Ultimate Success. And in that chapter, Robin said that words shape our beliefs and impact our actions. Basically, the words that we use on a daily basis can influence the beliefs we have about ourselves, our character, our emotional states, and ultimately our destiny. And so Robbins did some more research into the words in English used to describe emotional states. And he found that there are approximately 3,000 words associated with human emotion. And of those 3,000 words, about 2,000 words were used to describe negative states, and only 1,000 words were used to describe positive states. So could that potentially be a reason as to why people feel bad more than they feel good? So think of the words that you're using to describe yourself and your emotional state on a daily basis. Are you using words that empower you or disempower you? If you're always using words such as mad, depressed, dead, confused, lame, and shit, perhaps it's time to replace those words with better ones. Those words, think about it, are they magnifying the, intense negative emotions that you're feeling, or other words you're using, do they minimize these negative emotions that you're feeling and, elevate your emotional state? So instead of mad, you could use annoyed. And instead of depressed, you could use uninspired. Instead of confused, you could use figuring it out. And try it now, before you use any of those words that I just previously mentioned that don't empower you. Think of something creative. Think of something, a better word. You can just go online and search up, go into the dictionary and just search up words that you can use instead of disempowering words. So does changing the words you use change how you feel about yourself? Doesn't it feel more empowering and positive? And so what about describing positive emotional states? Do you use words such as good, great, nice, or not bad? Well, these words don't really do, your positive emotional states any sort of justice, right? It's really, boring, lame. It's undescriptive. So perhaps you could use words such as stellar, extraordinary, amazing, fantastic, phenomenal, splendid, or fabulous. Okay, I know it sounds kind of cheesy, right? It sounds kind of cringy, but I'm not telling you to use these words, all the time, okay? But occasionally, if you just sparkle in, if you just sprinkle in some of these words, it can really enhance your emotional state. It enhances, it enhances the way you describe how you feel about something, and it can really add, energy to your emotional state and other people's emotional states. So, after reading that chapter from Awaken the Giant Within, I Am So Dead was completely removed from my vocabulary, and I still napped at around 3 p.m., but before I did so, I thought to myself, I am recharging, right? So instead of I am so dead, now I just think to myself, I am recharging, and it really made it made a difference. So that's it for this video, and thank you guys for watching.